Okay, so in this video, we'll learn how to create a building permit application. So from the last video, we have successfully scrutinized our drawing and the message is showing it is accepted. So only once your drawing gets accepted, you have the provision to go ahead and create this building permit application. And as I had mentioned earlier, the scrutiny number will be generated once the drawing gets accepted. Now, before going into the application creation part, I'll just take a minute to share an important point here. Uh, Anytime you create a building permit application, it is very important that before that step, you have to log in your client into Sujog. They should be registered and they should be logged into Sujog at least once before you create their building permit application. So if you see the login page, the same step that we did for the architect technical person, the first time registration part, that should be done for your client or the landowner, the citizen as well. So they'll come to this page, click on register and provide their mobile number, name and city. And once they receive their OTP, they'll be logged into Sujog. So only after you do this step for your client should you continue and create their application at this point. So moving ahead, you have two options to create a building permit application. Either you can copy the scrutiny number from here, go to building plan approval, and then click on building permit new construction. You can select the city, then under basic details, you'll paste the scrutiny number you just copied. And then you can click on the search button. So all the drawing related information will be automatically populated inside these fields. The remaining fields you can put in manually. So this is the first option that you can do while creating your application. The other option is directly creating the application using the button that is provided below. So for that, we'll just do the auto scrutiny again so that we reach the same step. In the second option, after doing the scrutiny, you have the provision to directly create the building permit application by clicking on this button. So once you click this button, it will directly go to the application creation part and all the information coming from the drawing will be auto-populated. Then you can continue filling in all the mandatory details and go to the next step. So here under location details, as you can see, village is an important field that we have to mandatorily fill in. You can provide other location details also for your project. And after you fill in all the details, you can click the next step button. So this is the scrutiny summary. You can directly go ahead and press the next step button. And then we come into the owner's information section. This is the place where you have to put in the information related to your client or the landowner. So if you click on the owner type, we have multiple options, whether it is an individual owner, institutional government owner, or the institutional private owner. So for this case, we'll just select an individual. And even under the ownership type, subtype, we can either select single owner or multiple owner. If there are more than one landowner, then you can select multiple owner, provide their information, and using the add owner button, you can select this and provide multiple owners. For this case, I'm just selecting single owner. Here you will provide the mobile number of your client or the citizen, which has been already registered into Sujog. So this is why I had told that before creating a building permit application, your client or the landowner should be registered into Sujog. I'll put in the number of the citizen here, and then you can press the search button here. So because your citizen or the owner is already registered, the system will auto-populate some of the information that he has already filled in. The remaining mandatory details you will have to fill in manually. Now, after providing all these details, you will go to the next step. That is document and NOC details. Here you can go ahead and read through all the documents that are required for a project. And based on your project applicability, you can upload all the required documents like applicant ID proof, landowner ID proof, ROR, sale deed, revenue, site plan, peaceful possession of land. And then, of course, we have the building plan diagrams. Herein, you will upload all the PDF version of the drawing, whether it is building plan layout, service plans, landscape plan, whichever uh, plans are applicable for your project, you will upload them. You can upload the site photograph, site supervision certificate, structural stability certificate if it is applicable for your project. And then there are NOCs also. So if you remember, I had mentioned that in OBPF, we have 5 NOCs that are integrated, that will be integrated through the API. But the remaining NOCs, if it is applicable to your project, you can either get it from the department and upload it here before applying for building permit. Otherwise, if any kind of NOC or any document is required for your specific project and the department feels that this application requires this kind of document, or if any document is missing from this information that you have filled in, the department can send the application back to you and ask for those specific document or NOC. So in those cases, you can upload that missing document and then submit it back. We have different NOCs related to environmental clearance, forest department, everything. So according to the project applicability, you can directly upload those NOCs right here. And under applicant ID proof, just select either of these 2 options. You can upload any ID proof like Aadhaar card, PAN card, whichever is applicable to you. You can do the same for the remaining documents. And once you have uploaded all the mandatory documents, you will click the next step button. So here it will show the estimate value for your project, the application fee, and then you have the entire summary of the application details that you have just filled in. If you need to edit any specific section, you can click the edit button. And if all the information is correct, you can then go ahead and send the application to the citizen for his approval. So because as an architect or technical person, we are filling in the information on behalf of our client. So you need the approval of the client to actually go ahead and submit this application to the authority. So by pressing send to citizen, you are sending this application to the owner for his approval. So as you can see, it is now successfully given to the citizen for his approval. So in the next video, I'll show how to log in as a citizen, as the owner, and give the approval part so that we will be able to submit the application to the department.